Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome to Diablo 4, in which today we're going to talk about Helltides, in which how to get them done, what to do, and what not to do, and make sure you get this done correctly instead of wasting your cinders. This is the gift of leg guards, in which it is a chest inside of the Helltides in which you need cinders that you acquire from defeating the demons across the map. You can go ahead and fight small packs, you can fight elites, you can fight bosses, you can do the events. Just be a little bit mindful, because these chests will entail certain legendaries. Considering the one that we're at right now is leg guards, that means, I don't know why it disappeared, that means that leg guard chest specifically would have dropped nothing but leg armor, if that makes sense. Now each chest does require different amount of cinders. So in other words, if I want an amulet, or if I want a one-handed weapon, if I want a two-handed weapon, two-handed weapons 150 cinders, one-handers are 125, and then you have amulets at 125 as well. They can get a little bit pricey, but be a little bit careful on what you do around here, because if you guys die out here, treat this as hardcore. You don't lose your character, but you do lose a lot of your cinders, and cinders take time to farm. You have 1 hour to get this event done. So if you guys are out here trying to farm cinders and try to get as many cinders as you can before you turn in and then die, you lose all that progress. This is a chest of light weapons, so this will be a single-handed weapon. So swords, daggers, all that sort of thing will come from this chest. And yes, you can sometimes get super unlucky and get blues. But either way, we're going to dive into some very, very important plants and stuff that you need to find while you're out here in Helltides. If you don't acquire these plants, in other words, these crafting materials, you can't do a lot of things when it comes to upgrading your armor. Sometimes you guys will end up finding bosses such as this throughout the map. You'll see these little icons that pop up, in which these bosses are safe to do. I would highly advise you guys to take down these bosses if you're able to, in a party or solo. Just be careful when, like I said, if you guys get killed, you lose more than half your cinders, which is terrible considering this is a timed event. If you don't turn in all, wow, there's a lot of poison damage. If you don't turn in all your cinders before the time is up, you lose out on all of your cinders. They disappear as well. Just be a little bit careful though. Other than that, most of these bosses here drop a good amount of cinders. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're coming into the wire here. We're down on 6 minutes left on this event. I have 215 cinders. I'm in a lot of trouble. But speaking of bosses, by the way, if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of elites out here during Helltides. Try to take it in consideration to farm the elites versus farming bosses and farming events if you have trouble doing it solo. Because the events and or the world bosses out here can relatively rip you rather quick, right? To be honest. Most of the time, players are out here farming packs of elites and just trash mobs. And you'll find that randomer out here who's doing the same thing, in which they can help you out, you can help them out, you can group up and go do the event. It's all good. But if you strictly want to do this solo, I think doing packs of monsters is a lot better and more efficient. If you guys are lacking in terms of damage and legendaries, equipment, all that sort of thing. But after this little group here, we're going to go show you guys where you can find some of the best crafting materials throughout the game. Now, these crafting materials here are needed specifically for enchanting your armor, your weapons, all that sort of thing. You only can find them in Helltides. I repeat, you only can find them in Helltides, unless they change something later on. But they're going to be called fiend roses. It's this little plant right here that you'll get like 1 to 4 generally. Sometimes you might get a little bit lucky. And what you can find here in Helltides. These will allow you to go back to the jeweler and enchant your armor and weapons and stuff. So, as you see, I got 2 fiend roses here. Which, again, you also get cinders as well. You can get cinders from the rocks, the plants, the minerals, everything. But these fiend roses, we have 36 right now, are super duper important. So please keep your eye out for that. But overall, we got 4 minutes left. I'm going to see if we can find this chest. If we can't, we're going to go ahead and spend as many shards as we can possibly. Otherwise, we're going to lose them all. See you guys in a split second. I also want to point this out to you guys. Be a little bit careful on when you do this, because you will find goblins out here, and you will be like, ooh, shiny, ooh, piece of candy, and chase down that goblin and waste a lot of time, because it will drag you through a lot of demons, and they will chase you down. You will run into elites and all that sort of thing. This right here is risking so many cinders. You might be able to catch the goblin and kill him, right? And get some nice little rewards, some cool legendaries or whatever. But sometimes, is it worth the risk, especially if this goblin's going to run in packs of elites? And then you get CC'd and stunned to death and might die. Yeah, you never know. You could lose everything you worked for the last hour here. Just like that. Now keep in mind though, we have 250 cinders here. We have 1 minute left. I did not find the chest I was looking for. Unfortunately, I looked everywhere and I could not figure out where it was at. So instead we have to waste these cinders on chests in which I don't actually need right now. But if I don't spend any of these cinders here, they disappear anyway. Just note to self. And sometimes these chests are not worth it at all. You might get a legendary, you might get just blues. But overall, I'm going to show you guys what you actually need to find here, and only what you actually need to open. Let's go. This is the hidden chest inside of Helltides. As you guys can see, it disappears off my map until I get close to it. It will not appear on the map such as how the other chests do. So you know how you can hit the M key and all the chests will pop up? That you've been in an area where you'll see like leg guards, you'll see the chest pieces, you'll see the amulets, the weapons, all that sort of thing. This chest does not appear on the map. You can only find this chest by looking around for it. You have to actually go to areas in hopes that it pops up for you. And when you do, something amazing happens. You get 2 to 4 legendaries, sacred. You can get uniques here as well from this chest, which is fantastic. The other chests that you guys do see on the map, like the normal ones, spend 75 cinders for this, 125 for that. Those chests are not supposed to be opened until you get this chest. This is the #1 priority in all of your Helltides adventures. Keep that in mind, because if you guys don't find this chest, you miss out on all these legendaries. These are generally guaranteed. I haven't had a chest so far drop anything other than legendaries on this specific chest, which is really, really good. It's so much time and value saved for this one chest. Speaking of which, this is a randomer in which had no idea about Helltides. This is his first time doing Helltides. I told him to save all of his cinders and come with me. In the very end, we're going to open the biggest chest you've ever seen. Now, he learned something new. And it was a pretty cool experience because, again, playing with randomers, you never really know. It's always cool to meet somebody new and or teach them something that they didn't know before. But overall, boys and girls, this has been Paul's Plays. Remember to smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe for future content when it comes to the channel. We will be diving into my build in which I favor on Rogue and what I'm using to completely destroy content. Yes, we're going to go ahead and go to stage 4 when it comes to difficulty as well. This build is going to be very, very solid. Clearing dungeons, clearing elites, doing world bosses, all that sort of thing, no problem. We're going to get into it. But I will catch you guys in the very next video. Hopefully you guys stay safe out there. And I'll see y'all next time.